Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Epitaph by King Crimson. As always, this song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers, so if you want to be like them and get your song requested, just leave it in the comments, and I'll be sure to add it to my list. Although I do say no promises, because the list is super long, but at least getting it on there gives you a chance. So, anyway, I think I've heard one song by King Crimson ever, and it's 21st Century Schizoid Man, which I actually really like that song a whole lot. But that's all I've literally ever heard from them. So just kind of excited to hear more, because I like that song a lot. So I'm hoping I'll like this song a lot too. So anyway, yeah, I mean, with that, I say we jump right into it. Again, this is King Crimson Epitaph. I wasn't sure which version to go with, so I kind of just grabbed this one from their official page. It's 8 minutes long, and so I'm hoping this is like the full length official version. I know that sometimes with different versions it can be hard to pick the right one. So fingers crossed. Let's do it. That was really good. I was like, I think the best word for that is like an epic, right? Like that was a very epic song. So I kind of want to take it piece by piece because the lyrics here have me very intrigued. The instrumentation was really good. So just like I always do, I'm really excited to actually break this one down piece by piece. So let's take a look here. First, the About section, it says the third track of King Crimson's 1969 debut album, In the Court of the Crimson King, written by band lyricist and co-founder Peter Sinfield. Epitaph is a dystopian ballad that is noted for its heavy use of mellotron and Greg Lake's emotional vocals. The subtitle for this track is sometimes listed as including March for No Reason and Tomorrow, though it's not clear which part is which. He does say the word tomorrow a few times. I'm guessing that part is tomorrow. So, I think they said this was the third track, but I'm seeing right here 21st Century, Schizoid Man, and then Epitaph. So I don't know if that's whatever. Anyway, yeah, it says here the third track. Anyway, let's take a look at these lyrics real quick. It says, the wall on which the prophets wrote is cracking at the seams. Upon the instruments of death the sunlight brightly gleams. When every man is torn apart with nightmares and with dreams, will no one lay the laurel wreath when silence drowns the screams? Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic writing. Like I said, I was so excited to jump into the lyrics for this one because the writing is so good. But here I think we're very clearly talking about war and sort of like losing our way as a species, right? Especially through war. And upon the instruments of death, the sunlight brightly gleams. When every man is torn apart with nightmares and with dreams, will no one lay the laurel wreath? So it's just like we're in these conflicts, we're in war. Is there no one who can bring peace to humanity, really? Confusion will be my epitaph as I crawl a cracked and broken path. If we make it, we can all sit back and laugh, but I fear tomorrow I'll be crying. Yes, I fear tomorrow I'll be crying. Yes, I fear tomorrow I'll be crying. So it's like if we can make it through, man, we're all going to look back at this and have a good laugh, but I'm afraid we're not going to make it through, right? I'm afraid that by tomorrow we'll be destroyed. Between the iron gates of fate that seeds of time were sown, and watered by the deeds of those who know and who are known. What a great line. Again, the writing here is so good. Between the iron gates of fate, the seeds of time were sown, and watered by the deeds of those who know and who are known. Knowledge is a deadly friend. When he said that line, I was like, ooh, yeah, that's a good line. Knowledge is a deadly friend if no one sets the rules. That whole line is so good. The fate of all mankind I see is in the hands of fools. So it's interesting because this was written in 1969. I guess the album came out in 69, so probably written before that even. But I wonder what they would have to say about this line nowadays, because it's true. Knowledge is a deadly friend if no one sets the rules. We have the power of the internet, which you're using right now to watch my video. And there's knowledge everywhere, but there's also disinformation, and it's hard, I think, for some people to understand which is which, right? And so it's like if no one sets the rules on knowledge, on what's, and here's the thing, rules are set, but people just choose not to follow them. And people use misinformation to twist and to sort of bend others to their will. But essentially, we have all this knowledge on the internet in the world, but we're all just kind of running like chickens with their heads cut off. And we don't know how to use all the knowledge that we have. So again, I think this particular part of the song lyrically has only aged gracefully with time. And it says here, the fate of all mankind I see is in the hands of fools. And again, I still feel like that's particularly true, right? So I'm curious to see how the band feels between, from 1969 till now, how we've seen not much change lyrically. So the wall on which the prophets wrote is cracking at the seams. Upon the instruments of death the sunlight brightly gleams. When every man is torn apart with nightmares and with dreams, will no one lay the laurel wreath? When silence drowns the screams, confusion will be my epitaph as I crawl a cracked and broken path. If we make it, we can all sit back and laugh, but I fear tomorrow I'll be crying. Yes, I fear tomorrow I'll be crying, crying, crying. Yes, I fear tomorrow I'll be crying, crying. And that's pretty much it. So again, I think it's a very bleak, like not very optimistic look at what was going on at the time. So 1969, is that around Vietnam? I wonder if that was, or if maybe Vietnam is what led to the writing of this song, and just seeing like sort of needless war. But I don't know if this band is necessarily American. Anyway, point is, maybe just looking out in the world and just seeing everything going crazy. And again, I feel like with everything that we've experienced since then, especially, from 2020 onward, I truly wonder how they would feel in this day and age if they wrote a modern version of this song for like today's times. I honestly don't think they would have to change the lyrics very much, or if at all, because I still think it holds up, it's great that it holds up. It just means this is like a timeless classic lyrically, but it's not so great that it holds up, because this is again a very dystopian, like not like almost pessimistic view of the world, or one might say maybe realistic view. And so it's sort of sad that it still holds up lyrically, because it's just like, man, we really have not changed much. Regardless, I think lyrically this is so well written. I mean, there are so many lines in here that you're just like, yeah, like that was not only like, is it relevant to today, but it's like, yeah, that is just so well written. So lyrically, 2 big thumbs up for sure. As far as the instrumentation and vocals go, I think the person who put this about section together said it really well, that the vocals are very sorrowful, right? You don't feel like happy or positive at any point. You feel like, okay, this person is talking about sort of our downfall, right? And so the emotion they let out is I think, very, I don't know what the word is, enjoyable, but you can really get a sense for it, and it really adds to what they're going for lyrically. Instrumentally, there was a lot to enjoy here. In the middle part of the song, I think what really stood out to me were those drum fills. I really like what the drummer was putting down for me. I was having a good time with the drums. But I think overall, I mean, the bass, the guitar, everything I think worked really well together. I just want to see who they credit for different parts. So Greg Lake on bass, I thought it was good, and he does vocals as well. Looks like drums, Michael Giles did a great job on drums. Harpsichord, so I that came in a couple times with Ian McDonald there, and I was like, okay, that's a nice little touch to it, right? Because it almost sounds peaceful to me, but I'm like, no, it's not a peaceful song at all. So I think just overall, this was really well put together instrumentally, vocally. I mean, this was such a great listen. Again, right when I finished the song, I said epic is kind of the word I would use to describe this. It felt like an epic dystopian novel, if you will. So I give it 2 big thumbs up, instrumentally and vocally as well. As far as replay value goes, look, this is a hell of a song. I mean, I'm just going to come out and say it. Between the lyric writing, between the message behind it, from the vocals to the instrumentation, I mean, this song is, damn near perfect if I'm being totally honest. So this is the kind of song that makes the playlist for sure. I give it 2 big thumbs up for replay value as well. Overall, a fantastic song, and I want to thank whoever requested this one for a great request. If you want to be like that person and get your song reviewed, just leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. I hope they're, still alive. And if you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. You can also check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, or TikTok. I'm fairly active on all those places, okay? So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.